It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
Force the vote, sure, was a failure.
In case you don't know, and you haven't seen the latest polls, the American people hold the President of the United States in contempt. They hold this institution in contempt. They hold the Republican Party in contempt. They hold the Democratic Party in contempt. They think that maybe, given all of the crises facing this country, it's about time that there was some bold leadership here and that this institution made some hard choices.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you." You fool me, we can't get fooled again.
They're coming all over the place.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
hot sauce. I've been eating a lot of hot sauce, a lot of raw peppers and hot sauce.
Is this thing on? Son of a B word. Son of a B word. Son of a gosh darn. Son of a goddamn. Is this thing on? Hello, testing. Testing! So we got a goddamn here. Oh shit. Mila got Milagro. It's happening. It's happening. It is happening, apparently. According to reports, to my understanding, who won the debate? I mean, first of all, I don't do winners, but I think it's very clear that there's a loser, I think. Oh, wait, no one can see me. Hold on. Hello! Hey! Hey. How's everyone going? Who was more convincing? Now that's a question. That's a question. Who was more convincing? Wow. That's a goddamn. Hello, hello? Folks, we've got a problem, and that is a very extreme lack of retweets going on the show's announcement post. It's a pretty big problem. I'm trying to get a crew together.
That was an opinion of somebody.
I'm trying to get a crew together to potentially rectify this issue, this problem. There's an issue that has been occurring, so I'm trying to get a crew together. That's my goal. Is I want to get a crew together so that we can have this conversation. That's my goal. So I'm gonna get a crew. How about a trans lady for Supreme Court? I'm in. Let's go. I'm in. JH. Oh my god. Retweeted as ordered. Folks, I woke up approximately 20 minutes ago, because I forgot that I did the intro sequence, and I have yet to consume my coffee. This is my coffee right here, so please bear the fuck with me. Hello, Monsieur Lestrange. Probably get my microphone in a position where it's more audible. Hello, users, and welcome to the goddamn. I am your host. Hello, Grimel. I don't know what the fuck you're saying, bud, but I appreciate your presence none the less. I'm just like looking at my crypto stuff real quick, because that's what I do. I'm a crypto person. I know, right? It's unpopular, but that's me. Welcome. I'm trying to get I need to like work on my cable management. All right, there you go. So I just woke up, so I'm checking my cryptos, folks. Gotta check them. Hashtag. All right, look at these goddamn cryptos. Holy moly. Holy goddamn. Wow. Looks like I made another classic good decision on this one, folks. Made another classic good fucking trade. Is what we call it in the biz. And of course I myself am in the biz. I've been in the biz for a while, actually. I've been steeped in business. All right, let's open up Google News. Let's see what's popping. What's popping on the Googleverse. Let's pop in the Googleverse. Should we talk about the Supreme Court? Like, okay, I have a question. Like, I figure I am not that intelligent when it comes to the Supreme Court. Like, what am I going to provide to the discourse? That's what I figure. Like, what exactly, if I were to talk about this Supreme Court bullshit, like, what would I be producing for people? Can't, like, you go watch, like, a show that is better at that? Like, I don't know. But anyway, that being said, let me check my goddamn cryptos. Look at that. That's incredible. That is incredible. Do I actually make money from that bullshit? Sometimes. Every once in a while. Alright, so we got a goddamn here. Let's do it. So we've got a Dunderhead, folks. This is someone who typically not so bright. Very unbright kind of a person. Guy who is not, he's not highly intelligent like myself. I am one of the, probably actually the smartest people in the world. I just took an IQ test a couple of weeks ago, and I scored about 416 points. So I'm pretty good at this. But anyway, so this is Tucker Carlson, guy on mainstream news, Tucker Carlson, talking about Joe Biden's promise in regards to the Supreme Court, because the ice cream man is stepping down.
I will appoint a black woman to the Supreme Court. That was Biden's promise. All right. But which black woman exactly? Biden didn't tell us. Biden didn't mention the Supreme Court nominee's legal qualifications or judicial philosophy or ability to perform one of the most important jobs in the country. He didn't even tell us she was a nice person.
So I want you to be very clear, first of all, that my first bit of media critique here with my 416-point IQ is that the Supreme Court is one of the most important jobs in the world. Like, no, the Supreme Court is made up, actually. Think about it this way. So these are grown men and women walking around in Snuggies in the middle of Washington, D.C., and they are under the illusion that people worship them and that they're powerful. Like there is literally no one gives them power other than the rest of you dumb motherfuckers that look at them walking around in their Snuggie. Like, seriously, it's honestly, it's a little bit of mental illness, right? To walk around in your Snuggie, right? And say, I declare that people cannot have abortions. That's weird. Like if I were to show up on stream in a Snuggie and started talking about like how I want to force feminize people, Like, would people take my opinion seriously? No. What's the difference? Like, is it that I don't have a Snuggie on? Because I can go get a fucking Snuggie. That's no problem. So again, but the Supreme Court is a conservative hellscape, right? So what the conservative media wants you to think is that, oh, the Supreme, oh yes, the Supreme, like you're going to fucking Taco Bell and you're getting a goddamn taco goddamn Supreme, right? These are not from the high courts. Like, bro, motherfucker, I'll show you a high court. So, again, I need you to understand the Supreme Court is a political organization. It is a terrorist organization. It is not, they have no power over you unless you give it to them. And so that's why I argue for the abolition of the Supreme Court. Fixing this is not going to be replacing the ice cream man with a black woman. That's going to do nothing. That's not even going to put a Band-Aid on. That's like taking a picture of the goddamn wound as the blood is gushing out and then posting it on fucking Instagram. So again, I disagree with this whole idea. I think Biden should take this moment to say, yeah, these courts are fucking stupid anyway, so let's just get rid of them. That's my opinion. But anyway, let's continue.
All he said was she's going to be black and she's going to be female, because to him that's all that mattered. You almost got the impression that Joe Biden believes all black women are the same. They're identical. It was certainly the assumption in the Delaware of Joe Biden's youth 60 years ago.
What?
Biden doesn't seem to have changed much. You wonder if anyone sitting there in CNN's audience that night even noticed this. It's possible we've all marinated for so long in the casual racism of affirmative action that it seems normal now to reduce human beings to their race. But imagine if this was happening to you, how would you feel? You go to law school, you win a clerkship, you get a seat on some lower court. One day you're nominated to be one of the top 9 judges in the country, and you're proud of that. Why wouldn't you be? Your parents are proud. Your friends are proud. But Joe Biden? All Joe Biden can talk about is your skin color. Patronizing? That doesn't even begin to describe what this is.
I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, hats off to Tucker Carlson for being able to read a teleprompter that has this text on it and not burst out laughing. Because, I don't, what? What? Okay, so affirmative action is saying that all black people, in this instance, black women, are the same. They're the same. They have no differences whatsoever? Huh? And then again, Biden saying he's going to nominate a black woman, that has nothing to do with qualifications. That is not. We're not talking about the goddamn qualifications, right? Like, the ice cream man literally just stepped down. We're not getting into the nitty gritty minutia yet. There's not even a candidate, right? This is like an off the cuff remark about saying yes, he's gonna replace old ass whitey fucking shit fuck ice cream man with a black woman. That's not as what? But again, people actually believe this. I literally get comments on my fucking channel of people that actually think Tucker Carlson is a truth teller. He is the highest paid mainstream media cable news host, and you think he's a truth teller? Bro, you're a dope. You're a dork. You're a goddamn idiot, man. The highest paid by all the mainstream media, moguls and fucking crony capitalist swine balls. They give all their money to fucking Tucker Carlson so that he can convince you that Tucker is like a fucking, oh yes, the black women are the problem. They're all dumb. Also, here's the other idea, that a black woman couldn't possibly be of the same level of qualifications as a white man. Like Brett Kavanaugh, right? As dumb as he is, we all know Brett Kavanaugh is dumb, right? Let's be honest. Right? He is smarter than the smartest black woman in Tucker Carlson's fucking fantasy land, right? What on God's goddamn motherfuck? Seriously, how does anyone actually believe?
This is exactly why decent Americans hated segregation. It dehumanized people. Now, Biden claims that his race counting is essential so that the court and the rest of his administration, quote, looks like America. Of all the lies that Joe Biden
The fucking supreme leader, by the way, the supreme leader isn't Kavanaugh or Roberts or Clarence Thomas or something. Literally in the Supreme Court, and they get to make up all the rules of the country and just wing it as they go. They're not the supreme leaders. It's Joe-ass Biden, the guy who barely even wants to do his job. What on goddamn fuck? Seriously, but people actually believe this. I'm not even going to dignify the rest with letting it play, but people actually believe this shit. They actually believe this shit. But one more comment on the ice cream man going bye-bye. Is that good? If Ruth Bader Ginsburg did the same during Obama's presidency, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in right now. So, all my homies hate Ruth Bader Ginsburg. If you like Ruth Bader Ginsburg in any capacity, you are a dipshit. I'm sorry, you're a fucking piece of goddamn garbage. She was anti-trans, she was anti-black, she was a fucking bigoted piece of fucking garbage, and she basically single-handedly destroyed the Supreme Court in this country. And look at what the fucking rulings we've been getting recently have been saying, right? Like anti-vaccine mandate, these are fucking like pro-conspiracy theorists. This is the Supreme Court. Clarence Thomas's wife was at January 6th, right? This is the Supreme Court, quote-unquote. They are literally promoting anti-vax conspiracy theories, the Supreme fucking Court. So good fucking job, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, you stupid stuck-up fucking bitch. And anyone who likes her is a fucking goddamn moron. Fuck the Supreme Court, fuck the ice cream man, fuck Tucker Carlson, and fuck this goddamn country. That's the end of the segment. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm looking at my cryptos again. I'm in. Folks, I'm in. Wait. I think I'm in. I am in. I was out. And now I'm in. There was a point in my life where I was not in. I was out. But at this current moment in time, at this beautiful moment in time, 10:26 a.m. on the Eastern Coast, or in the time zones that are still on the East Coast time, but not technically by the Atlantic Ocean, I'm in at this moment in time. I got a little bit of an itchy wrist. Please tell us more about RBG's transphobia. I mean, she's just a bitch. Like, she, you know, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's like the Hillary Clinton, like, fucking J.K. Rowling tier, like, oh, but somebody think of the women, like, kind of nonsense that I read. The goddamn nonsense, folks. Nonsensical nonsense. Don't you always hate when there's goddamn nonsensical nonsense just, like, weighing you down? Pittsburgh bridge collapse. Injures 10. Damn. Alright, let's talk about this one. Folks, welcome to the United States of America. The country that hasn't had an infrastructure upgrade in literally like 100 fucking years. And the President of the United States, Joe-ass goddamn dumb fuck for brains Biden, recently passed this big BIF, it's called. The bipartisan, bipartisan. There's two parties in this country. One literally tried to destroy the country itself a year ago. And the other one is bought and paid for by corporations. Just kidding, actually, both are bought and paid for by corporations. And that's why it was bipartisan. But again, I want to remind everyone, one of the parties in this bipartisan infrastructure deal literally tried to destroy the goddamn U.S. Constitution a year ago. Like, does anyone remember that? Like, am I living in the goddamn Twilight Zone? What the fuck? But anyway, that's whatever. So the bipartisan infrastructure package, which basically, let's be honest, did nothing. It did nothing. It was just a way to funnel trillions of, or billions, I guess in this case, of dollars, American dollars, to corporations and their friends and contractors to do the minimal fucking possible job. It's like when you get it's like when your desk falls apart, right? And you get like duct tape to fix the fucking planks instead of, I don't know, getting a goddamn new ass fucking desk. By the way, I recommend looking up the water quality in your zip code if you live in the United States of America. People often think, oh, but Flint, Michigan has bad water. That's not just in Flint, Michigan, motherfucker. Everywhere I've lived has had poisoned water in some degree. Now, again, Does it look like see-through? Okay, sure. Doesn't mean it's not poisoned, right? So I would literally, as you're watching this right now, open up another tab, do something, right? Go look up the water quality in your zip code, okay? Because guess what, motherfucker? You're also getting poisoned, right? So again, this country has no infrastructure. It's garbage. It's shit on my shoes. And then you have Joe Biden, dumb fuck, motherfuck, going out there going, it's infrastructure week. Yeah, I'm Biden, right? As bridges are collapsing. Okay, again, there is no amount of fucking biffs that is going to fix the goddamn infrastructure in this fucking country. We need trillions and trillions and trillions, probably at least $40 trillion to have an actual modern infrastructure in this fucking country. But they're not going to do that. Why? Because they're bought and fucking paid for by corporations. They want all the money for themselves. But anyway, let's read this fucking goddamn. Pittsburgh bridge collapse. Injures 10 on day Biden to visit city to talk about infrastructure. How epic is that, by the way? Pittsburgh bridge, like not epic that 10 people are injured, but epic in the comical sense, in the cosmic sense, that Joe Biden's going there to sell his bullshit fucking Biff package, his fucking garbage, fucking scumbag, fucking like lying bullshit fucking nonsense propaganda, and then, oh, the bridges are collapsing. Now, obviously, the Biff, as it was passed a couple months ago, has yet to have any effect because it hasn't really taken effect yet in this government, right? So, you know, got to be honest on that one. But again, the Biff package is sorely under the value of what we need it to be in this country to actually have reasonable infrastructure reform and upgrades. Pittsburgh Public Safety acknowledged a confirmed bridge collapse. At around 6:50 a.m., a photo from KDKA showed at least 4 vehicles, including a Port Authority bus, on the Fern Hollow Bridge near Forbes and Braddock Avenues. Another vehicle was shown dangling near the edge of the collapsed bridge, which is located in Frick Park. Frick Park. Does anyone want to go to goddamn Frick Park? I'm going to do, like, my first, like, Above It All live show at Frick Park. Let's do it, folks. It's happening. Get your fucking tickets booked. And connects to Point Breeze, Regent Square, and Squirrel Hill neighborhoods of Pittsburgh. 3 people were hospitalized, but none of the injuries are life-threatening, said Daryl Jones, chief of Pittsburgh Public Bureau of Fire. At a news conference, the good thing at this point is that there are no fatalities, and that we're going to pray that there are no fatalities. Pittsburgh Mayor Ed Gainey told reporters, "We were fortunate. Police, fire, EMS, there you go. The White House is monitoring the situation." Well, I'm glad that they're fucking monitoring the goddamn. The cause of the collapse is under investigation. The bridge, which has been estimated to carry about 14,500 vehicles a day, has been rated in poor condition in inspections dating back to 2011. 2011! By the way, does anyone know who was president in 2011? That's right, Barack goddamn motherfucking Obama. The liberal hero. Everyone loves Obama. Guess what? He was fucking garbage. He was a son of a bitch. Fuck Obama, motherfucker, right? Because again, remember that fucking famous moment where Obama did this fucking garbage with the Flint water? Remember this? Now imagine this is a cup of water. Now imagine this. Listen. Remember that? Do you remember that famous fucking moment? Barack goddamn motherfuck doesn't give a fuck about this fucking country. And neither, guess who was vice president, by the way, when Barack goddamn motherfuck was president? It was Joe Biden. They didn't give a fuck about this country when this bridge was rated in poor condition 10 fucking years ago, 11 now. And they don't give a fuck about this country right now. So I'm just throwing that out there. Pennsylvania Department of Transportation notes that a poor rating from a state bridge means that deterioration of primary structural elements has advanced. The September 2019 inspection of the city-owned Fern Hollow Bridge found that both its superstructure and deck were in poor condition. Port Authority spokesman Adam Brandolph confirmed to the Washington Post that a driver and 2 passengers were able to escape without injury. Public safety said there's a strong smell of natural gas in the area. Good goddamn country. The agency confirmed the gas line had been cut. Nearby homes were evacuated due to the gas smell, but they have since been allowed to return, Jones said. There's no quotation here. Wait, never mind. Okay, never mind. We're good. Okay. The president will proceed with the trip planned for today. Oh, yes. I mean, like, honestly, this is a fucking joke. Like, this country's a fucking joke. Like, this country, right, for whatever reason, is still, in 2022, still subsidizing oil and gas fucking companies, coal companies, right, mass manufacturing this stupid gas-guzzling fucking shit machines called cars and trucks. You ever think about how fucking stupid cars and trucks are, by the way? How much fucking space they take up for no fucking goddamn reason? Like, seriously, imagine you are driving a goddamn car that has like 4, sometimes 5, sometimes in some capacities 6 or 7 seats in it, and you're driving it alone, wasting all the goddamn fossil fuels and probably cracking up bridges with your stupid ass shit show fuck-faced dumbass fucking meme machine. Right, fuck cars, fuck roads, fuck this country, and fuck Joe Biden. That's what I have to say. There'll certainly be a smell of gas once Biden arrives. There you go. All right, folks, we are in. We are in right now at this current moment in time. We are in. How's everyone doing today? Does anyone have any goddams? Did anyone tell Andrea a small clip of our debate with Jackson Hinkle showed up on Vash's stream yesterday? Yes. This classic fucking goddamn post.
Force the vote, sure, was a failure.
There you go. You know, like in Mega Man goddamn Battle Network where you jack into the fucking thermostat and fight the goddamn boss? That's what I'm doing right now. I'm jacking the fuck into the goddamn thermostat. Goddams. So, folks, we've got a very important comment here from Cloud 11 hours ago, and this is something that really needs to be said. Cloud says 11 hours ago, I used to like the Majority Report, but now that they canceled you, I don't think I'm ever going to watch or listen to it again. Folks, this is a serious problem that the Majority Report has found themselves in. They gave Jackson Hinkle a feature-length film time slot on their channel, and they have yet to do the same with me. Therefore, I have been canceled. And this is a huge fucking problem. So I just wanted to say shout-outs to Cloud for having solidarity. Everyone needs to unsubscribe from the Majority Report because they have canceled me, and honestly, that is unacceptable behavior. It really is just not okay. So thank you, Cloud, for showing solidarity. Speaking of showing solidarity and not doing so, so this guy's been in the you know, we all know what this guy's whole thing is, like say and do the most ridiculous things imaginable, just like Daddy Door, and then like people like me will pay a little bit of attention to you, and then if you have enough small creators on Twitter and YouTube and all those and Twitch pay a little bit of attention to you, you raise your profile, and sometimes you might get a couple extra neo-Nazis in your chat. Well, guess what? This guy has come out, folks. He has said it. It's here. Let's listen.
On social issues, that's what most people care most about. I'm just not that passionate. So I probably align more with like conservative people on those sorts of things.
Now, again, when I debated this guy, right, now we all know that this guy is, this is someone who, if you super chat him and say something ridiculous and then go, am I right, folks? He will definitely say, yes, you're right. Because he doesn't actually have any positions. You have to understand, this is a shapeshifter. This is a chameleon. He doesn't give a fuck. If his audience was all like fucking like blue and pink-haired SJWs, he would dye his hair blue and be an SJW, right? This guy does not have any actual political opinions, right? So again, when I debated him, we did a 3-hour debate about Netflix and about how trans people are undervalued at Netflix and are discriminated against. And basically, the entire debate, he basically just kept saying trans people don't matter, working class people don't give a shit about gay people, gay and trans people can be killed, and the average worker will probably support that. Again, this guy's like fantasy is that like all workers are like fucking sweaty, like wife beating, like 50-year-olds that like go home and watch fucking like, I don't know, Wheel of Fortune and eat their goddamn Manwich TV dinner after their wife is bleeding in the kitchen. That's this guy's idea of an average worker because he's a fucking moron. But again, I need you to understand that like the really important aspect of this, right, is this part. Listen to this part.
On social issues, that's what most people care most about.
Most people care most about. Again, this is the very typical Glenn Greenwald, like fucking, oh, woke Democrats, they only care about identity politics. This is just the fucking same bullshit nonsense that Dave Rubin and Jimmy Dore have been peddling forever. This guy does not have any actual opinions or analyses on anything at all. That's why he sources all of his debate prep info from Wikipedia, because he has nothing going on in his brain. And whatever is in the audience of him at that time is going to be what his direction is going to lean into. That's why when he has dumb fuck motherfuckers going in there and saying AOC's a fascist and she's going to destroy America just like Hitler wanted to or some shit, he'll go like, yeah, AOC and Cori Bush are fucking fascists. What? Does that make any sense at all? No. And then when he's asked about it in a different platform, he'll go, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, right? Because this guy doesn't fucking believe in anything. He doesn't believe in anything at all. Now, I want to notice that this is on the Bad Faith podcast. He said this on the Bad Faith podcast with Brianna Joy Gray, that he is basically a conservative on social issues. Now, let's ask ourselves context. It is currently, as of this moment, 10:41 a.m., January 28th, 2022. So let's think about context. What are the conservatives saying about social issues? Well, conservatives are basically painting all black people as rioters and looters. Remember when the blacks were running through the streets burning America down? I don't, but if you're a conservative, you might, because that's the world that they lived in. What else are conservatives doing when it comes to social issues right now? Right, they're talking about how non-binary people are a threat to American democracy. They're talking about how critical race theory is poisoning our children's minds, and kids can't learn about racism. Kids can't learn about the Holocaust now in Tennessee. Kids can't learn about slavery, because then they might not like America. What are conservatives doing in this country right now? I didn't use the word conservative. He did. He said he was socially conservative. So again, it is January 28th, 2022. What are conservatives doing? Well, actually, there's bills on about 28, I think, state houses that are basically, they have paths to being passed and signed into law that are trying to restrict the rights of transgender Americans. Some bills that, thankfully are not going to be signed in the case of North Carolina, because North Carolina is a Democratic governor. But there was a bill in North Carolina that was going to pass the assembly, right, that was saying that you are illegal if you will be sent to jail if you engage in any transgender healthcare for anyone under the age of 21. So not even adults at this point, right? They are trying to basically ban trans people from existing, right? We're seeing a lot of these places again, what else are social conservatives talking about? Abortion! They don't want people to get abortions, right? Look at what the Supreme Court's talking about when it comes to abortion. This is what Jackson Hinkle signed up for. He said he is a social conservative. Now, again, it's all about context. Social conservatives are not, I like gay people, but, my niece's son-in-law's brother's ex-girlfriend's boyfriend was a little bit weird and had like floppy yellow hair at the Thanksgiving party. So I thought but I like gay people, but he was a little weird, right? That is not a social conservative. A social conservative is someone who thinks that blacks are rioting and looting through the streets, right? A social conservative is someone who wants to literally send doctors to jail if they help out transgender Americans or people who want and seek abortions, right? That's a social fucking conservative, which is what this guy signed up for. So I need you to understand, this guy's a chameleon. He's a shapeshifter. He doesn't have any actual opinions, and whenever you press him on anything, he's going to bleed like a fascist, because that's what he fucking is. This guy's a loser. He's a moron. And in his own words, he's a social conservative. In his own goddamn words. You know, and it makes a lot more sense, right? That when we did our 3-hour debate about a strike, and he was anti-strike. This is the Marxist-Leninist super communist, apparently, who is against striking workers if they might be trans. They could possibly be transgender, so therefore strikes are bad. We all know, right? Like, what values take, like, precedence, right? Like, oh, trans people striking for better treatment in the workplace, that's bad because they're trans. The social conservatism outweighs the economic populism. It's not, oh, a strike is good, even if they're fucking disgusting freak show trannies, right? They're gross. But the strike is still good, and I support striking workers. That's not what he said. He said the strike is bad because trans people are PMC liberals and they're part of the establishment or some shit. They're woke, and therefore the strike is bad. So again, I need you to understand, right, when push comes to shove, how does this guy fucking act? He acts like a fascist. He behaves like a fascist because he is a fascist. Now, what was fascism, right? How did fascism first take hold in this world, right, with most prominence? People might be thinking of the National Socialist Party of Germany, right? National Socialist, right? This guy likes to talk about how he is a nationalist. He calls himself, quote, an American patriot. And again, he loves socialism only for white people, only for straight people, only for cisgender people. He loves socialism as long as you're not a filthy gay or a tranny or someone who's got a fucking skin tone that's slightly darker than his, right? He loves socialism as long as you're white. Isn't that weird? Isn't that strange? It's a little weird. I don't know. It's strange to me. But anyway. There you go, folks. How can anyone look at him and not instantly see a lying scumbag? That's a good fucking question. Because there's so many dumb motherfucking stupid ass goddamn losers in this fucking country. 95% of Americans don't know how to eat vegetables. 45% of Americans pray on a daily basis. Like, what the fuck is going on in this goddamn country? I know those stats really have nothing to do with each other. But, like, fuck me and this fucking fuck. Like, 45% of the country prays every day. Like, of course they're gonna listen to this fucking douchebag. That's what I said, Bodan. That's what I said. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Bodan, reminder, I've decided next Monday, January 31st, I will do the first monthly recap top 10 stream of the A Doom a Day feature on my channel. I'm going to be doing a stream where I rewatch the 10 demos that I liked the best during the month of January. And I will give commentary on the runs themselves, you know, how difficult they were, what I was doing when I was playing them, you know, practicing. I'm going to give you behind-the-scenes commentary. That will be next Monday, January 31st. The stream would probably last, like, maybe an hour, maybe a little bit longer. And maybe I'll make it a feature-length film, and then we can put it on the Majority Report channel when they uncancel me. So... that's going to be a thing. So if you like Doom, hop in. Hello, Thea Ronane. Such a cute thumbnail pic of you. Andrea, thank you so much. I try my best. That was me 6 minutes after waking up. I utilized the batch room. And then I took a hot selfie. This was me 15 minutes. Or like, yeah, I guess it was like, 58 minutes ago now. All right, this was me. I was like... that was me? I got some texts. Actually, I don't, because I'm in the Faraday cage right now. I'm in the goddamn cage, running from the cyber ninjas. Do you remember that? That's why this is still here, because I'm running from the goddamn cyber ninjas. It's not a joke, folks. It's not I woke up like this. I did. I often wake up looking extremely attractive and very fuckable because that's just the kind of person I am. I don't know what to tell you. So folks, I would like to announce that I am a goddamn genius. So folks, this is something that really needs to be said. This is something that really, like, needs to be said. I'm looking at my goddamn cryptocurrency right now. Yeah, that's right. I'm an investor. That's right. Yeah. I'm an investor in cryptocurrencies. So, I was looking at my goddamn, and it seems that I've made $6. That's right, folks. I am up $6 fucking dollars. I am rich. I'm about to go buy a goddamn Supreme Taco that we mentioned earlier, because I am a rich PMC liberal, folks. Extremely fuckable is my adjective. Get your own. I disagree. I think I said it first. Gambler, that's not correct. Gambling is a disorder, and I am very ordered. You know, there are those YouTubers that will just talk about what's unpopular at the current moment, what has hype. Exactly right. That's exactly correct. All right, folks. So I've got a stream here. I've got a goddamn. There's a fucking stream here that I'm. Does anyone remember that? Like, I was doing a fucking stream. Doing a goddamn stream. That's what I'm doing. What the goddamn. Folks! This is a Fox News article, so let's read it with that grain of salt in mind. Tennessee school board removes, quote, adult-oriented graphic novel about the Holocaust. Now, let's start today by talking about this, okay? I would probably assume and hope that any media in relation to the Holocaust is, quote, adult-oriented. I don't want people to baby the Holocaust. I don't want people to downplay the Holocaust. It was probably one of, if not the worst events ever in human history, right? So the idea that, like, oh, it's adult-oriented, good. I want it to be factual. I want people to know what the fuck happened. I don't want to read, like, a fucking 3-year-old's version of the Holocaust, and then the Jewish people went on vacation and they never came back. I don't want to read that. But again, this is burying the actual fucking goddamn story here. Okay, Tennessee school board removes adult-oriented graphic novel about the Holocaust. Right, so this isn't, oh, right-wing school board engaging in cancel culture and burning books just like the Nazis did. Very conveniently for them, they're burning books about the Holocaust, right? So that's, you know, it's almost like they're Nazis. But no, it's okay because it was adult-oriented. What the fuck does that mean? Let's find out what it means. A Tennessee school board voted to remove the graphic novel Mouse from an 8th grade language arts curriculum due to concerns that the book's profanity, nudity, violence, and suicide make the book too adult-oriented. Bro, it's the goddamn fucking Holocaust! Like, yes, it should have profanity. Nudity, I'm not too certain about. Violence, it was the fucking Holocaust! Like, what? Oh, this is a little too violent. This isn't a goddamn storybook, motherfucker. You're not watching The Matrix, asshole. This is the fucking Holocaust! Yes! Of course it was fucking violent! Jesus, the book's author has condemned the move as Orwellian, but a rabbi defended the move in comments to Fox. Oh, they got a random dipshit fucking cocksucker rabbi to go like, yes, the modern incarnation of Nazism in the United States of America is good, and here's why. Like, there's always that, and this is why religion is bullshit, because you can always find one of these fucking religious leaders somewhere that's like, yes, I know that I'm caping for people that want to murder me and cover up the history of my genocide, the history of genocide against my people, but I'm getting a good paycheck, so let's go for it. The McMinn County Board of Education voted to remove the graphic novel Mouse from McMinn County schools because of unnecessary use of profanity and nudity. Unnecessary. So, genocide, mass murder of 6+ million people, that's cool. Fuck? Nah. Shit? That's bad. What's worse, folks? What's worse? The fuck word or the Holocaust? I don't know. That's a hard one to go through. Shit or the mass murder of 6 million Jewish people? Bastard versus gas chambers. I wonder which one is more offensive. This is the world that we live. Unnecessary. What the fuck does that mean? It's unnecessary. Taken as a whole, the board felt this work was simply too adult-oriented for use in our schools. Lord have fucking mercy. We do not diminish the value of Mouse as an impactful blah, blah, blah. Go fuck yourself. Again, I need you to understand what they are doing here is they are trying to cover up actual depictions of the Holocaust because they don't like that. It's the same thing with critical race theory. They don't want people to learn about American slavery because they somehow perceive that to make them feel bad. The same people that don't want to teach you about American slavery are the same people who go the kids are making white people feel guilty or what, this white guilt bullshit. That mostly exists in the conservatives that don't want to teach you about slavery. Why else? Okay, chill. You didn't have any slaves. Your ancestors had no slaves. You fucking immigrated here in 2004. You're fine. Why the fuck do you care that kids are learning about American slavery so much? Oh, is it because you're white and for whatever reason you think your race is almighty or something and you don't want any fucking marks against your fucking race? I really don't understand this shit, right? But again, this is what these social conservatives are doing. This is what they're trying to do. They're covering up facts about history that for whatever reason make them slightly uncomfortable, and they will utilize any tool in their tool belt to do so. Oh, the Holocaust. Well, we would teach you about the Holocaust, except, they said fuck, I think. So, can't do it. It's mind fucking boggling. The White House now has a cat. Breaking fucking news. I'm going to want to scroll down and read the author's comments. Okay. All right, I'll do that. That's fair. That's fair, and it's balanced. So let's do it. I'm kind of baffled by this. He suspected the school board was motivated less about some mild curse words and more by the subject of the book, which tells the story of his Jewish parents' time in Nazi concentration camps. Mouse portrays different groups of people as different kinds of animals. Jews are mice, Poles are pigs, and Nazi Germans are cats. I also understand that Tennessee is obviously demented. There's something going on very, very haywire there. Oh my god, this is great. Tennessee is obviously demented. Based. I'm on board with that. Fuck Tennessee. All my homies hate Tennessee. The only 10 I see is this $10 bill that I don't have because I'm poor. Fucking demented. Holy cocksuck, folks. Suspect who allegedly shot 3 officers in Houston is in custody. Damn, Rip King. Folks, so, I'm, okay, this is a story I can't tell on stream. I just can't do it. But it could be a placebo effect. It could be, it's possible. But I am feeling the effects of drugs right now. And I cannot tell this story on stream because they're not, can't do it. But I'm feeling the effects of drugs right now. So I, depending on these effects that may or may not be happening, I'm gonna see what I can do here on this stream, and then if I feel like it, I'm going to turn the stream off. So I'm just throwing that out there. Throwing that out there. Wow. All right. Your hair at the back of your head looks crumpled. It is. Yeah. I just woke up, and I also haven't brushed my hair in a long time, but... Right, but I also just woke up, so... I didn't even get a chance to make it even look like I tried. There's so many fucking killings going on. So many goddamn killings in this fucking country. So many fucking killings. So many goddamn fucking killings. Biden's welcome Willow the cat to the White House. That's great. Shout outs to the goddamn cat. Wow. Toxic black mold is growing in my brain. It's crazy. Scientists express concern at Elon Musk's Neuralink brain chip. Okay. I don't care. Can medieval sleeping habits fix America's insomnia? I'll read this. This seems interesting. Wow. Okay. Oh my god, I'm stretching my back. Oh! Look at this. Hold up. I'm moving my arm. Look at that. My arm is moving. Oh my god. Okay. Wow. All right. That was an incredible experience. All right. So we got a news article here. Let's read this. So for those of you that don't know, I'm a scholar. Actually, I am highly educated in sleep. I've done a lot of personal experimentation with sleep in my life. So this this story looked interesting, and caught my eye. Because I will hazard a guess that it's about polyphasic sleeping habits. Can medieval sleeping habits fix America's insomnia? The history of first sleep and second sleep holds surprising lessons about pre-industrial life, 21st century anxiety, and the problem with digging for utopia in the past. So let's read this goddamn. At 3 a.m., I'm jolted awake. The room is dark and still. I grab my phone and scan sports scores and Twitter. Still awake. A faceless physician whispers in my mind, to overcome middle of the night insomnia, experts say you ought to get out of bed. I get out of bed. I pour a glass of water and drink it. I go back to bed. Still awake. Perhaps you know the feeling. Like millions of Americans and hundreds of millions of people around the world, I suffer from so-called mid-sleep awakenings that can keep me up for hours. One day, I was researching my nocturnal issues when I discovered a cottage industry of writers and sleep hackers who claim that sleep is a nightmare because of the Industrial Revolution. Of all things, essays in The Guardian, CNN, New York Times, and the New York Times Magazine recommended an old fix for restlessness called segmented sleep. In pre-modern Europe, and perhaps centuries earlier, people routinely went to sleep around nightfall and woke up around midnight, only to go back to sleep a few hours later until morning. They slept sort of like I do. But they were zen about it. Then the hackers claim modernity came along and ruined everything by pressuring everybody to sleep in one big chunk. That's correct, folks. Now, I'm a sleep person. For those of you that don't know, I also engage in lucid dream practices. My dreams are extremely vivid and realistic. I have gotten trapped in my dreams several times. In fact, I had some pretty brutal nightmares this morning. But for me, nightmares are kind of like an action movie because whenever I have a nightmare, I'm pretty much 100% convinced that it's a dream. So I just kind of like let my subconscious troll me, and it's just kind of an experience. So it can be scary at the time, but when I wake up, I'm good to go, and therefore I process the experience in that way as it's happening. But I'm a huge sleep fan. I love to sleep. I love dreaming. I love the dream world. I think that the dream world is one of the most interesting things about human consciousness. And maybe I can go more in depth on that if someone wants me to later. But yes, I'm a dreamer, some could say. The romanticization of pre-industrial sleep fascinated me. It also snapped into a popular template of contemporary internet analysis of your experience a moment's unpleasance. First, blame modern capitalism. Well, yes, that's the duh. And then after you blame modern capitalism, then you blame pre-modern capitalism, and then you blame like, you know, pre-industrial capitalism, and then you blame, like, you know, just keep blaming all forms of capitalism, not just the modern one. So I reached out to Raga Eckerich, the historian whose work broke open the field of segmented sleep more than 20 years ago in the 1980s. Eckerich was researching a book about nighttime before the Industrial Revolution one day in London. Wading through public records, he stumbled on references to first sleep and second sleep in a crime report from the 1600s. He had never seen the phrases before. When he broadened his search, he found mentions of first sleep in Italian and French and Latin. He found documentation in Africa, the Middle East, and South Asia and Latin America, which we don't get the fun words in. When sleep was divided into a two-act play, people were creative with how they spent their intermission. They didn't have anxious conversations with imaginary doctors. They actually did something. This is something that I did this for like 6 months in 2020 when I was practicing lucid dream stuff. Is I would wake up, like, I would sleep for like 3-4 hours, wake up and take a bunch of supplements that, you know, fuck with your brain to make you dream more. And so, but then I would also walk around. I would spend like an hour and a half usually. Maybe I'd play a video game. Maybe I'd watch some YouTube, and then I'd go back to sleep. So I'd sleep from like, you know, I would try to get in bed at 9:30. I would wake up around like midnight-ish, sometimes like 1 a.m. I would play some video games, take some supplements, which, you know, again, if anyone wants, I can go more in depth on this later. And then I would usually go back to sleep around 2:30 to 3 up until like 6:30 or 7. And so that would stimulate the brain. One thing that this does for lucid dreamers is when you wake up in the middle of the night, it gives your brain some actual stimuli. So your dreams are going to be more vivid and colorful just by default. And then, you know, I would do a bunch of dream drugs. Ooh, you ever do dream drugs, by the way? Like, I mean, think about it this way. Like, so there's drugs, which I'm on right now, and then there's dream drugs. Like, you can take a pill before you go to sleep, and then your brain will go like, "Whoa!" Like in your sleep, and you still sleep really good. Like, that's the thing, is like your body is well rested, and your mind is off exploring La La Land. Think about it this way, folks. Again, lucid dreaming, huge fan here. I haven't talked about this in a while, so I'm just kind of, but, you know, like, literally, you are asleep for a third of your life. So, like, if you're living to 100 years old, which, let's be honest, you're motherfuckers, are you eating your vegetables? Because if not, you're not living to 100 years old. But if you're living to 100 years old, on average, you're going to be asleep around 30 to 35 years of your life. You're going to be spent going, right? So, that's a long fucking time. Now, imagine if you spent those fucking 35 goddamn years thinking about the world and the universe and everything around you. You'll go fucking crazy. That's why I'm the way that I am. I'm fucking absolutely insane. I'm crazy. I'm out of control. Right? But at least you'll fucking not waste your goddamn time. Fuck me. When sleep was divided into a two-act play... Oh, they did something, right. Almost every night when I wake up, I instantly chase him away with a fart. There you go. Shout-outs to Martin Luther. Today's sleep writers often wield... I've never heard of Eckerich, so I'm just saying. Like, this guy is getting a puff piece. I've never heard of him, so I'm just saying. To suggest that cemented sleep, or as Eckerich called it, biphasic two-phase sleep, is old and one sleep is new. Therefore, today's sleepers are doing it wrong. But that's not the full story he told me. I would also make the same argument with breakfast. Breakfast was invented by cereal companies in the 1950s and 60s. They invented it. There's no such thing as breakfast. The most important meal of the day was a marketing campaign. You're being lied to. You're dumb. Pre-industrial sleep was nothing to romanticize. Death stalked our slumber for centuries. Late-night crime was rampant, and the home itself was a death trap. As slapdash construction left houses vulnerable to fire, leaking roofs. There you go. I don't care about that. That makes, like, segmented sleep as humanity's natural habit, and that the Industrial Revolution and modern capitalism... What is this modern capitalism? You don't need to write that word. That's like me fucking writing an essay for goddamn school, and I would put in a bunch of unnecessary fucking language, right? Like, I'd put in, like, 15 fucking M-dashes and 39 commas just to make the fucking words look more modern capitalism, as opposed to, question mark. But humans have never had a universal method of slumber. A 2015 study of hunter-gatherer societies in Tanzania, Namibia, and Bolivia found that most foragers enjoyed one long sleep. 2 years later, another study found that a rural society in Madagascar practiced segmented sleep. 2 years after that, a study found that indigenous residents of Tana in the South Pacific largely had one uninterrupted sleep. My opinion is there is no normal, so do what works for you. Like, you can read the rest of this if you want, but I'm more intelligent than whoever's, like, let's be honest here. Like, I'm just being 100% right now. Derek Thompson, like, I appreciate, this article in The Atlantic. I don't have a job working at The Atlantic, so I can't put these ideas in the mainstream. But let's be honest, I know more about what's going on here than you do. So my thing is, like, if you find problems with sleeping in one way, like, change it up. I've changed up my sleep patterns a lot. Like, you can just do it. Like, I know, like, when you're working, if you have, like, a job or something, it's pretty rough. And I have the privilege of working from home. So, like, I don't have to worry about going anywhere without, like, proper sleep or whatever. But think about it this way. Most Americans are sleep deprived. If you're only sleeping, like, you know how people say 6 to 8 hours? Actually, 6 hours will fucking kill you. You will die, right? Because there's like this phenomena, like when daylight savings time happens or something, and you lose an hour of sleep, that there's more car crashes that week because people don't have like the sleep that they need or whatever, right? Like that's just a yeah. Like we've just decided as a society, yeah, we're gonna steal an hour of sleep from the average worker, and yeah, there's gonna be car crashes. This is a phenomenon that we've studied over the course of a couple years, right? Yeah, people are gonna die, more likely to die after daylight savings time, but it's whatever. We'll still fuck with the clocks and have fun with that. Literally, think about it this way. Daylight savings time kills people. It actually kills people, and yet we do it anyway. Again, the sleep habits of the average American are fucking fucked. And they're not fucked in the good dick way, right? Because if they were being fucked in the good dick way, then no one would have a goddamn problem. But they're fucked in the bad dick way, and that's by this goddamn bullshit called modern, aka just capitalism, motherfucker. So in my opinion, I've changed my sleeping habits a lot. I've done biphasic sleeping. I've done all forms of polyphasic sleeping. I've tried the Uberman schedule before, which is where you take like 10, 20-minute naps or some shit throughout the day. And like the whole idea is that like, yeah, I think it was like Leonardo da Vinci was an Uberman or some shit. One of those like, one of those painters was an Uberman. Sleep 20 minutes every once in a while. Because like, the way sleep is fascinating. I mean, I could do a long, I used to do, at least I planned on doing an entire show on dreaming and sleep, but I didn't do that. I'm sorry, but maybe I will if people want me to do so. But anyway, yeah, so sleep is a thing that you should definitely look into. A lot of people, like, again, do you ever think about your sleep habits? Do you ever think about your eating habits? Like, think about it. You are an American, all right? You're a dumb fuck motherfucker, right, by default. You have been programmed over the course of the first 20 years of your life to be a stupid, cock-sucking loser, all right? Now, that's not to say that sucking cock makes you a loser. I think sucking cock is a very valuable thing for society, but that being said, I am going to use it because it's just profanity and I like profanity. So again, you spent your first 20 years being lied to, being programmed by people that want to kill you and your entire family. Think about it that way. The capitalists in this country, the owners of this country, want you to die before you're 65. That way they can't pay out those social security checks. Well, I should say they don't have to. And they can scrape in that fucking money in their fucking corporate coffers, right? So they want you to die before 65. So they've organized a society of schools that lie to you, schools that don't treat you, as a human being, but as a fucking drone, as a product. They set you up for the real world, quote unquote. They set you up how to work in the real world. They don't set you up how to take care of your body. How to take care of your body. That's not taught in school. You ever think about that? Like, the closest thing we have is like, gym class, where you run around and climb a rope for like 10 minutes. Yeah, that's going to take care of your fucking body. What we need to know is how our body fucking functions, why our body does the things that it does, how we, like, what foods regulate what parts of the body, how, like, stimuli affects the brain and consciousness, and how dreams work. That would be amazing. Imagine if we spent the first 20 years of our lives, like, learning about how the human experience works. Imagine if we spent the first 20 years of our lives learning about being a human being. Imagine what that would do for fucking society. If everyone knew how to sleep in the best way imaginable, if everyone knew how to eat in the most efficient way imaginable, imagine the fucking life expectancy of this goddamn country, or this goddamn fucking population, of this fucking species. If capitalism wasn't the dominant way that we organized our fucking society, we could probably be living to 500 like those motherfuckers in the goddamn alien shows. You know which one I'm talking about. Just kidding. They're all doing that because they're fucking aliens, motherfucker. They're flying through the goddamn sky. You think they still have problems sleeping, or they have problems with their diets when they're flying through the goddamn outer space? No, that's why they live so long, you motherfucker. But anyway, I'm going a little crazy here, so I'm going to end this segment here. Shout outs to biphasic sleeping. So there you go. I'd be impressed if you did an entire show while lucid dreaming. That is the ultimate goal, let's be honest. I sometimes think sleep is a way to keep us occupied while the other is actually awake in another world doing things we can't do in this world when we're awake. I don't believe that. I mean, it's possible, but I don't believe in souls. I don't believe in transient consciousnesses, personally. I personally am more of the mind that the entire universe as we see it is my imagination. Like, I think it's more likely that, like, I'm in a coma and this is, like, all an entire hallucination because, like, think about it this way, okay? Right? So, I'm sitting here and fucking, like, 40 people are listening to what my stupid ass has to say. That's not possible, right? So clearly we're already, by default, this is very unlikely to occur, right? So, I'm more of the mind that I'm in a coma and my brain is hallucinating everything I experience. Because for me, like, one of the things that I was mentioning earlier, and now I'm going to stop the show pretty soon here because I've been drugged. But anyway, one of the things about sleep for me, that my dreams are extremely realistic. Like I will struggle, and I've had these, for those of you that don't know, there's a phenomenon called a false awakening. When you get into lucid dreaming, or if you have, like, really realistic dreams, and in general, you will sometimes, like, start your dream from your bed in your house or wherever you're living, right? Wherever you went to sleep, you will start your dream from that location and get up and you'll think it's a normal day. And then, like, all of a sudden there's, like, aliens outside and you're like, oh shit, I'm dreaming, right? So I've had situations where I've had, like, 7 false awakenings in a row, right? And it's like every single time I wake up, I think it's like, oh shit, I just had a false awakening, but this is the real world. And then I go to make coffee, and then all of a sudden, like, a fucking tree falls through my goddamn window, and I get scared, and I run outside and notice I'm in a different fucking world, right? I notice that I'm not in the neighborhood that I live in, right? So it's like, so that's it. The only thing I can be sure is real is myself is called solipsism. I don't even believe that. That also I'm skeptical about. I don't think that anything is real. I think everything is real and nothing is real at the same time, and I think that question doesn't really matter. That's my opinion. But yeah, I've had a situation very recently where I had, like, 7 false awakenings in a row, and every time I was like, when I actually woke up, I was, like, tiptoeing around my morning routine and, like, looking at, like, I was, like, studying the fucking curtains because I was like, there's no way this is going to be the 8th one in a row. But then apparently it wasn't, and now I'm here, right? So again, anyway, I could talk about this for a long time. I hope that you all enjoyed this program. I am going to be, once again, folks, I'm on drugs. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream here. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I think today is Friday. Is that correct? Does anyone know? What if it was Saturday and I streamed at 10 on accident? Okay, today's Friday. So tomorrow I'm going to stream at 12 noon Eastern time because people, they, for whatever reason, really like the noon weekend slots. I can't do noon on weekdays because my audience watches the fucking goddamn Majority Report. So I can't do noon on weekdays. So I'll do noon on weekends if people want. So tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a poll tomorrow, and by that I mean I'm not, because I won't remember myself doing this and I'm not going to write it down, so it's on you to remind me, because I'll do noon on Sunday as well, if people want me to. So we'll find out tomorrow, or we won't, because I might forget. In fact, I probably will forget, so unless someone reminds me tomorrow, I'll probably end up doing Sunday on 10 as well. But anyway, folks, that's the stream. That's it. That's how it's done. It's over. I finished it. Actually, it's over. And so with that being said, it's done. It's gone. Goodbye. That's it. There is no such thing as I. There's no such thing as me. There's just no such thing as anything. In any capacity. It's all made up. It's all fake. Yeah. That's right. Why does my microphone smell like this? That's...
Should we have done that sooner?
We are doing it.
But should we have done it sooner?
We are doing it.
And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup for my family. They're so innocent. This is soup for my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground.
Good,
and the
really bad for you. No good. Really bad for you.
And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people.
Early in the morning, they went to the table with the black robe, the black shield, and they pulled out the votes.
At the same time, the vaccine is one of the greatest achievements of mankind.
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing.